Weeks from closing our doors, but thanks to hard work, creativity, and a bit of luck, we're thriving again. I smiled. 1:14. 1 minute, 14 seconds quietly. I remembered those months, the sleepless nights, the constant meetings with suppliers, threatening to cut us 1:21 1 minute, 21 seconds off, the heavy silence of our pharmacy when customers stopped coming, the fear in our staff's eyes as ours were cut. 1:30, 1 minute, 30 seconds. But, Dad continued, there was someone who brought a new vision, someone who carried us through. 1:38, 1 minute, 38 seconds. My heart raced, my fingers tightened around my glass. This was it, to Claire, he said, turning to my sister with pride. Our new CEO! 1:50, 1 minute, 50 seconds, applause, smiles, glasses raised. Claire beamed, pretending to be humble, her hand on Dad's arm like she'd actually 1:58, 1 minute, 58 seconds earned it. I blinked. Wait! I stared at him. Surely he misspoke. 2:06, 2 minutes, 6 seconds. Maybe he was building up to something else. 2:09, 2 minutes, 9 seconds. But no, he sat down like the matter was closed. Claire, I said, keeping my voice level. 2:17, 2 minutes, 17 seconds. She wasn't even in the lab. She's never developed a single. Dad chuckled. Sweetheart, he said. 2:25, 2 minutes, 25 seconds, waving a hand. You're good with formulas. You always have been, but leadership takes more than that. Claire, 2:32, 2 minutes, 32 seconds, has presence. She knows how to work a room. Mom smiled softly at me like I was a child who dropped her ice cream cone. 2:40, 2 minutes, 40 seconds. Claire raised her glass toward me, eyes gleaming. And of course, she said, we couldn't have done it without Emily's 2:47, 2 minutes, 47 seconds help in R&D. She's brilliant with details. Absolutely. 2:52, 2 minutes, 52 seconds. Dad nodded. Then he reached into his jacket pocket and pulled out a crisp $100 bill. For your contribution, he 3:01 to 3 minutes, 1 second said, placing it on the table beside my plate. I stared at it. $100 for creating the very drug that saved 3:09 to 3 minutes, 9 seconds our company. For staying up nights in our basement. Lab, working with borrowed equipment and donated compounds for 3:16 3 minutes, 16 seconds, formulating the antiviral treatment that skyrocketed our reputation and led to the $200 million valuation we had just secured from a pharmaceutical conglomerate. 3:26, 3 minutes, 26 seconds. I didn't say anything. I just folded the bill, tucked it into my purse, and finished my glass of wine, because I knew 3:33, 3 minutes, 33 seconds something none of them did. The formula they had scaled. It wasn't the final version. They had patented an early 3:43 minutes, 40 seconds model, one I had written in desperation during the height of our financial crisis. The real version, the perfected one, still sat in my encrypted files. 3:53 minutes, 50 seconds, the one that improved efficacy by 23%, 3:53, 3 minutes, 53 seconds with fewer side effects. The one I hadn't uploaded to the shared company system, they hadn't even noticed the difference because no one ever looks at 4:02, 4 minutes, 2 seconds, the girl in the lab coat. I smiled politely throughout the rest of dinner. 4:06, 4 minutes, 6 seconds. I even clapped when Claire stood up and gave her little CEO acceptance speech full of vague promises and buzzwords she barely understood. 4:15, 4 minutes, 15 seconds. Synergy, global expansion, customer-first innovation. 4:20, 4 minutes, 20 seconds. It was like watching a TED Talk written by ChatGPT and sponsored by champagne. 4:25, 4 minutes, 25 seconds. When dessert was served, Dad clinked his glass again. This is a proud day for the Caldwell family, he said. 4:33, 4 minutes, 33 seconds. We have a future again. I nodded, softly. 4:38, 4 minutes, 38 seconds. Yes, we did. But it wouldn't be the one they expected. That night I drove home in silence. My hands gripped the wheel. 4:46, 4 minutes, 46 seconds, knuckles pale. I passed the pharmacy, 4:50, 4 minutes, 50 seconds, the lights still glowing, the new sign gleaming. Caldwell Remedies, a family tradition. I built that name back up, 4:57, 4 minutes, 57 seconds from the ashes, and they handed it to someone who didn't know a compound from a calculator. 5:03, 5 minutes, 3 seconds. The next morning, I showed up to work as usual. No fanfare, no drama, just my badge, my coffee, and the cold white 5:11, 5 minutes, 11 seconds hallway that led to my lab. But something was different. Everyone was quiet. And then I saw the memo taped to 5:19, 5 minutes, 19 seconds, the door of my office. Effective immediately, Emily Caldwell will transition into a support role under the R&D department, reporting directly to Claire Caldwell, CEO. 5:30, 5 minutes, 30 seconds. I read it twice. 5:32, 5 minutes, 32 seconds. Then I opened the door. My office had been cleared. My desk was gone, my nameplate removed. In its place was a small 5:40, 5 minutes, 40 seconds cubicle outside the lab, wedged between supply storage and the janitor's closet. I stood there for a moment, breathing. 5:49, 5 minutes, 49 seconds processing. 5:50, 5 minutes, 50 seconds. And then I smiled because they had no idea what was coming next. I didn't react. I didn't storm into Claire's 5:58, 5 minutes, 58 seconds office demanding answers. I didn't ask Dad why the promotion I'd earned was handed to someone who didn't even know how to run a clinical trial. I didn't 6:07, 6 minutes, 7 seconds even mention the $100 bill he'd tossed at me like I was some part-time intern. 6:12, 6 minutes, 12 seconds. Instead, I took my new cubicle, the one with flickering lights and no heating, and decorated it with quiet purpose. 6:21, 6 minutes, 21 seconds, a photo of the original formula notes. 6:23, 6 minutes, 23 seconds. My own name, Emily Caldwell, lead researcher, scrolled on a sticky note and, taped where my nameplate should 6:30, 6 minutes, 30 seconds have been. A coffee mug that read, "Be careful, this scientist bites." And then I got to work. Because if they thought a 6:39, 6 minutes, 39 seconds new title in a corner cubicle could erase my contribution, they were underestimating the one thing they never understood. 6:46, 6 minutes, 46 seconds. I don't fight with words, I fight with results. For the first week, I stayed invisible. 6:53, 6 minutes, 53 seconds. Claire strutted through the hallways like she was born to lead, rehearsing slogans for the upcoming investor press conference. 7 Mosen, 7 minutes. Innovation is in our blood, she'd say with a practiced smile. While I sat in silence a few feet away, documenting the 7:087 minutes, 8 seconds daily stability tests from my latest version of the drug, the funny thing was, most people still came to me for real answers. 7:17. 7 minutes, 17 seconds. Emily, does this lab report look off? Hey, can you recheck the efficacy data? 7:23, 7 minutes, 23 seconds. I don't think Claire knows the new FDA submission deadline. 7:27, 7 minutes, 27 seconds. Do you? I'd answer quietly, always polite, never pushing back. Because I knew something none of them did. 7:36, 7 minutes, 36 seconds. Leadership isn't about the title on your door. It's about what happens when everything starts falling apart and everyone still looks to you. 2 weeks, 7:45, 7 minutes, 45 seconds after Claire took over, the cracks began to show. First, a shipment of the current drug formulation was returned from one of our major hospital clients in New York. Side effects were reported. 7:56, 7 minutes, 56 seconds. Something about inconsistencies in the active compound blend. Claire brushed it off during the morning briefing. 8:03, 8 minutes, 3 seconds. Probably just an error in transport, she said, adjusting her overpriced blazer. We'll fix it, no need to panic. 8:12, 8 minutes, 12 seconds. But I already knew it wasn't a shipping error. I had warned the team months ago that the early formula, the one Claire had rushed through FDA approval to 8:28 minutes, 20 seconds impressed Dad, was unstable at extreme temperatures, but no one had listened. 8:26, 8 minutes, 26 seconds. Then came the Boston order, one of our oldest clients. Same issue. This time, 8:32, 8 minutes, 32 seconds, they pulled the plug entirely. Claire called an emergency meeting with the board. I wasn't invited, of course, but 8:39, 8 minutes, 39 seconds. I sat near enough to hear muffled voices through the glass walls, frantic, defensive, uncertain. 8:47, 8 minutes, 47 seconds. When she finally emerged, she was pale, 8:50, 8 minutes, 50 seconds, and for the first time, I saw it, the panic behind her perfect posture. That same afternoon, our lead chemist, 8:57, 8 minutes, 57 seconds, resigned. "I can't work under someone who doesn't know how the compound she's selling actually functions," he told me 9:04, 9 minutes, 4 seconds before walking out. I didn't argue, I just nodded. Then I pulled up the original notes on my private drive. The 9:12, 9 minutes, 12 seconds real version of the drug. The one they didn't even know existed. The one I had improved after months of quiet trials. 9:29 minutes, 20 seconds late-night lab sessions and consultations with researchers around the world. I hadn't uploaded it to Caldwell's system, not because I was 9:28, 9 minutes, 28 seconds holding a grudge, but because I knew what would happen if Claire got her hands on it. She would stamp her name on my work again, sell it without understanding it. 9:37, 9 minutes, 37 seconds, destroy it. No, this time I'd do it right. That night, I called 2 people I trusted. Dr. Harris, my old professor, 9:45, 9 minutes, 45 seconds, and mentor. Now a senior consultant for half the major biotech companies in the country, and Raj Patel, a regulatory 9:53, 9 minutes, 53 seconds strategist who once helped my uncle sell his diagnostics patent to a Fortune 100 firm. We met at a quiet bistro 2:10:01, 10 minutes, 1 second towns over. They didn't ask why I wanted to meet. They both knew something was wrong the moment they saw my face. I bet 10:08. 10 minutes, 8 seconds laid it out, calm, clear, detailed. I showed them the updated version of the 10:15.